Hey guys, Tango back again with another quick tutorial, and today I want to show you how to make a very simple yet scalable infinite villager breeding system. Now there are quite a few designs out there that go over this basic concept, but many of them are flawed today now because of the issue with baby villagers, where they will glitch through the wall and either escape your system or they'll also suffocate in the walls and just kill themselves. So this design is going to improve on most other existing designs in two significant ways. One, as I mentioned, the baby villagers won't escape and you won't have to worry about them killing themselves in walls. And two, only adult villagers are going to be released from this breeding system. And that can be really useful if you want to, say, feed these guys into a trading system or some kind of merchant system, in which case you don't have to deal with the baby villagers who aren't going to trade with you in the first place. So the way it works is you basically have a spawning area down below, as you can see where all the villagers are. And they're constantly breeding. Now the four corners there are water source blocks that are pushing in toward the center, so all the villagers are going to be compressed as tightly as they can, but they are pushing against each other with their own collision volumes. So as they're breeding and more villagers are spawning, then you basically get this mass of villagers are going to push out against each other, and eventually one of the adults is going to poke his head into one of those two source blocks right there. And when they do, they're going to swim up and over toward the center here and then up the exit channel that way. Now there's also a on-off switch here, so if you close that fence gate right there, the new villagers are going to come up and just smash the head on that, and they're going to suffocate and die. So you can control whether or not the villagers are released to wherever you're going to send them to. So before I start the tutorial, I do want to say that this was co-designed by Panda and myself, and he was perfectly okay with me doing a tutorial for it, so here we go. Alright, first you're going to make an 11 by 11 platform that is 5 blocks off the ground. Next you're going to make a wall around the entire platform that is 2 high, like this. And I'll go ahead and add water source in each of the 4 corners. And now's a good time to start thinking about getting 2 villagers in here any way you can. Now make a glass roof that is 2 blocks off the spawning platform, like this, all the way around. Once your glass roof is complete, come over to one side of the square and find the middle block, add an extra block like that, punch the glass out, put a sign down there, and put water source right on top of it, and repeat this on the other side. Next you're going to take some blocks and make a 1 wide strip for water that goes down the length of the square, and the 2 source blocks that you just added should be exposed on either ends like that. And go ahead and add water source right on top of those, like that. Next you're going to find the center point of the 2 colliding water streams and place 3 glass blocks like that, and 3 more right there. Then you're going to get some signs and put one there, and one down below like that, and put a water source right in the middle like so. Place some glass here, here, there, and there, so that you get a nice channel coming up now. Now go ahead and place a temporary block inside there, put a fence on top of it, and then go ahead and break that block. Put another solid block over here, put your lever on the side of it, and continue building glass up like this. Keep going as high as you want now. Just remember to add some water source blocks in there. The other thing to note is depending on how high you're going to want to put a sign gap, probably every 10 blocks or so. And you're going to do that by doing something like this. Just put a sign, it's okay. So that gives them air so they don't suffocate on their way up. And I almost forgot, you need to go ahead and add a water source block back in there. So go ahead and cover that up like that, and then go ahead and just finish encasing your water streams in glass. Cover up the top like that, and do the same over on the other side like this. Now, moving down to the bottom, pick whichever side or whichever edge of the square you want, find the midpoint of that edge, and come down 4 blocks like that. Go ahead and break those 3, and turn this into a 3 by 2 platform. Put 6 doors on it, just like that. Now let's make a spot for your villager. Go ahead and make a enclosure for him, pretty much any way you want. Just get him within this general Y height. and plop them in there. Go ahead and cover it up if you want. Now the thing to keep in mind here now is if you're building this underground, which is a good thing, I would suggest putting these down by bedrock actually. But the thing to keep in mind is whatever edge you picked, those 3 blocks there that line up with the doors, you need those to be completely unobscured by anything all the way up to the sky. So if you're digging this underground or building this underground, you need to dig a 1x3 little shaft here all the way up to sky. You can't have anything in there except glass. Glass is okay. So just make sure that that is completely exposed all the way up. And that's it. You are done. Now pop your head back up top and your villagers should start breeding any minute. And then they're going to go ahead and fill up this area. It's going to take a while. I recommend kind of letting it go overnight or something. But once it fills up, your system's going to be on, ready to go. Make sure your switch is on if that's what you want. Now this is the 9x9 version, okay? So like I said at the beginning, this is a scalable design. This design here is going to hold about 50 or so villagers at max. And then there's many different versions you can go with. For instance, this is the 5x5, a much smaller version, and it's going to hold about 10 or 15 villagers in there at max before they start being released. But same design, everything is exactly the same. So you just kind of choose the version you want. This one's going to have much lower overhead and performance costs, but at the same time it's not going to spawn villagers as fast. And conversely, you can go to the other extreme and go with this craziness and build a 13x13. Again, the design is pretty much the same. With this one, you got to do a little bit more tricks with the water to get them to all funnel into the center. But this guy's going to hold about 150 villagers, and it's going to spawn villagers at a crazy rate, as you can see up there. But at the same time, this is going to be pretty expensive on your frame rate. So choose your poison, choose the one that meets your needs. Hopefully this was useful to some of you guys that have been looking around for a new infinite villager spawning system. And until next time, this is Tango. Later.